My first guest, three-time Oscar-nominated actress. Films include Sense and Sensibility, Titanic, of course, Iris. Her latest film is called Finding Neverland. I love this movie. You know, it's not a Christmas movie, but it's the most Christmassy movie I've seen so far. It's a very sweet, it really got me with the kids. And oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful film. It's called Finding Neverland. It opens everywhere Friday, November 12th. Please welcome Kate Winslet, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice to see you again.
Wow, give me some more of that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You know, I see you, and then time goes by, and I realize you haven't been here in such a long time. You're married and have a baby.
That's right, I do.
It's been like 18 months or 2 years, and
I
all
think
this has happened.
yeah, it must be something like that, yeah.
And of course, your husband, Sam Mendes, the director of American Beauty.
That's right.
Terrific director.
Beauty, yes.
How was he as a father? A good dad? He good?
Yes, he's... So they were about to clap then when you said American Beauty.
Oh, yeah.
I think we should allow for that.
How was it, actually?
Cutting the audience off, I can't believe it. He's a great dad. He's a wonderful, wonderful dad. Yeah, he loves it. I'm always trying to say to him, you know, you should go and sort of, you know, chill out for a while. He's about to start another movie, and I regularly send him off, you know, for an hour or so, just on his own, you know, his own time. And 5 minutes later, he's like, do you need me? Has Joe done anything, you know, in the last 5 minutes? And I'm like... So sweet, so sweet.
So you have Joe, the new baby, and of course you have your daughter.
Mia, yes, she's 4 now.
Wow, okay, because it seemed like she was just born the other day.
I know. Time just flies, you know, but they're both wonderful. They're both just so amazing.
Does she understand what it is you do yet? I mean, it must be confusing to a child. Your mother, one day your mother's, you know...
Well, I don't know. I don't think that she does, but she seems pretty clear on... being an actress herself already, which is kind of, which is pretty alarming. And just the other day, she was, you know, dancing around the room in a little dress, and I was cooking in the kitchen. She comes up to me and she goes, Mummy, promise me that when I'm a big girl, I can be an actress. Mum, I know I can do it. Like this. And she hits these little fists against my thighs, and I'm standing there thinking... Okay, this is an interesting moment. And I called my dad immediately, and I was like, Dad, tell me, you know, promise me. I wasn't like this when I was 4. He said, Babe, you were like that when you were 3.
Wow.
So, who knows?
Now,
But there you go.
are you skeptical? I mean, does that scare you that she wants to be an actor? Is that a good thing? I mean...
No, I mean, you know, it doesn't scare me at all. I think it's something that, you know, is not to be discouraged, but not necessarily to be encouraged at the same time. You know, she's 4. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, you get scared immediately for, like, oh, all the creepy guys I met on auditions, and all the horrible... I mean, is that what comes to mind, or is
I've been trying not to think about that stuff, Jay. I can't believe you just reminded me of all those things.
Well, there you are.
No, I've always been very lucky. I've never got into any sticky scrapes.
No. Oh, really?
So, no, never actually.
No sleazy guys?
No, well...
This is your first?
No. Yeah, this is my first true encounter of the sleaze. No, I've never. Maybe I've been blessed. I don't know.
You've been blessed. Or maybe you started in England. You didn't start here, because I guess all the sleazy guys.
Yeah, I know, but you know, I heard again, you know, before I walked out, you were talking about the English being proper. I'm not proper. I'm not remotely proper.
No, well, you're sort of proper, because the only, like your daughter, Mummy, I'd like to be an actress. See, 4-year-old Americans go, I mean, English children look like little adults to me. They look like little 40-year-old people. Hello. Yes, and they're so polite and sweet, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, well, you know, I suppose manners are important to us, yeah.
Would you say you're wild by English standards? Are you a free spirit by English standards?
No, not really. I mean, I'm just, you know, Jay, I'm unique.
Well, you are unique.
No, I'm kidding.
You are unique.
No, I'm not at all. I'm really not. I don't know. What am I supposed to say to that? How do I answer
I don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to say, but it's fun to
I?
watch you squirm. I enjoy it. Now, I know. Now, I read that you passed on this Woody Allen movie because you're into the full-time mom mode now. You've got that for the next 18 years. You're into that. You're locked into that.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, I did. I had committed to this fantastic Woody Allen picture, and I really had planned on not working during the summer that it was shooting, just this summer just passed, and in the cold light of day, I thought, hang on a minute, I'd planned to kind of run around the garden with the kids for 3 months, and so I pulled out, and I have to say, Woody Allen was very gracious, and he sent me a note and said, listen, I completely get it, and I admire your reasons, and, you know, don't lose any sleep over this.
Oh, no. Oh, cool.
He was a real gent about it, actually.
And you hosted Saturday Night Live and did a wonderful job, actually.
Oh, God, don't. It still frightens me just to even think that I did that. I
Why?
mean, oh, it was, you know, I was so terrified. For the first time in my life, I physically could not swallow. I couldn't eat, which for me is a problem. You know, I really love food, and this was an issue. This was a big issue for me. I just was so terrified.
I'll tell you, we'll take a break, and when we come back, I want to find out more about this.
Oh,
I want to find out
Are you
more.
going to show clips of it and everything? Oh, my
that's
God,
not a bad idea. Yeah. Be right back with Kate Winslet. I hadn't thought of it. Well. Welcome back. Talking with Kate Winslet. Return to Neverland is the movie. Now, we were talking about Saturday Night Live. Now, this is surprising to me that you said you were all set to go, and you were quite nervous and frightened. Why? Because it was live?
Well, yes, because it was live,
Yeah.
but also because the week before I had been on was that unfortunate Ashley Simpson incident. So the pressure to, you know,
that was great.
The pressure to be live and incredibly authentic was, you know, was really on. And, you know, the host has an opening monologue, and they had not decided what the monologue was going to be until 9 o'clock on the Friday night, and the show was taping 11:30 Saturday. I was terrified. I went into the studio, and they said, okay, this is the song, and you're going to tap dance. And I was like, fantastic. Okay. Can't remember how to do that, and it was just terrifying. It was
do you have a dance back? I mean, did they just tell you, well, you're going to tap dance, and then you get a tap dance teacher?
Well, no, they had said to me, you know, are there any little kind of tricks that you can do? And this was in a very, very early on meeting. I said, oh, you know, I can sing a little bit. I mean, I tap danced when I was younger. Sing, tap dance, there you go.
Never tell them anything.
Latched onto that.
Yeah.
I know, I was like, oh, you fool. So there I was, you know, tapping and singing.
Well, let's see. Let's take a look. Here you are, tapping and singing. Let's take a look.
No.
Nothing's impossible, I have found, for when my chin is on the ground, I pick myself up, dust myself off, and start all over again. Now, of course, a song might look live, but it may not be live, so I had to think of something in addition to the song to prove my authenticity. A little something like this.
You're very good. Did you ever take lap dancing or any of the other skills?
You know, I wish that's one thing, you know, that was on my list of to-do in life. I've never quite done it.
Now, tell us about Finding Neverland. I really like this movie. This movie really touched me. I think it's
so
very...
glad.
No,
Oh,
it's very sweet, because this is one of those deals where I have no idea what it's about. And they say, Kate's on, watch the movie. It's you and Johnny Depp, and just wonderful. Explain to them what...
Well, the film is about the story behind J.M. Barrie, who wrote Peter Pan, and what it was that inspired him to write the story. You know, he was kind of a struggling playwright until he met Sylvia Llewellyn-Davis, the character that I play, who was a widow, and her 4 young boys who were aged between 5 and 11. And the relationship that he had with all of them together inspired him to write the story of Peter Pan. It's really quite a magical film.
Now, you once were in Peter Pan as a young girl, right?
I know. I was a very bad, very chubby Wendy.
Yeah.
And I was 15 years old and not particularly good, I think, in this production. And I spent so much time being anxious because, you know, I was, you know, a little heftier then, and I just was convinced that the poor stagehands weren't going to be able to pull me off the floor when I had to do all the flying stuff. So I'd, you know, it would be, you know, I'd be ready for that moment, and there'd be this kind of awful pause, and I'd think, oh no, they're stuck, they're stuck. But yes, I have had experience of Peter Pan in the past.
Now Johnny Depp does a brilliant Scottish accent.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
my mother was from Scotland, so it's like when I would hear Star Trek, Captain, well, that doesn't sound like Scotland, you know. But it's perfect. Is he like one of these dead serious guys on the set? He was focused all.
You know, I wish I could tell you, you know, some kind of outrageous bad story or weird little anecdote about Johnny Depp, but he's an utter pleasure. I mean, he was wonderful. He has a great sense of humour, and he's a dad, so he was very sort of hands-on with the boys, and we were like a pack of big kids together. You know, he was great fun. In fact, there was one scene where my family, my children and myself, were invited to his house for dinner, and the scene is supposed to be kind of fraught with tension, and the boys, you know, trying to be poised and sort of correct at the table, and, you know, they're supposed to be kind of giggling at how uncomfortable the situation is. And, you know, how do you just tell a child to just laugh on camera? Johnny Depp comes to work with a fart machine, which he rigged up underneath Julie Christie's chair at the table, and he was in control of the button. And so throughout the scene, as far as the boys were concerned, Julie Christie was just spontaneously farting. I cannot tell you, I thought the littlest one was going to fall off his chair. He was in hysterics. It was very funny. So that's basically Johnny Depp for you in a nutshell.
Now, set up this clip here. Tell us what's happening. Oh, this is when you're going to fly the kite, right?
This is when J.M. Barrie takes the family to fly a kite for a day, and they've never really flown a kite before, so it's a pretty sort of magical moment for
Let's take a look.
All right, George, hold it up. Darling, you've got to run now. Ready? Ready? Run!
Run, Michael! Run! Oh, I told you this wasn't going to work.
It's not going to work if no one believes in him.
No, give him a chance.
Michael, go back to your starting position.
Come on, darling.
Now, this time, I don't want a flea's breath of doubt. We must get that kite in the air.
All right,
You
darling.
can do it, Michael.
on.
You've got to
Hold it
run.
tight.
Run, Michael, run!
Run! Run!
That's it!
It's a wonderful film. It opens on Friday. Finding Neverland. Kate, thank you very much. Be right back. Tiger Woods right after this. Don't go away.